This one's small. Mr. Bombastic, totally fantastic. What's the rest of that song? A Mr. Bombastic, totally fantastic. Something, something, something. Boom. What's the rest of that song? A Mr. Bombastic, totally fantastic. You guys know what I'm talking about? What the fuck is that song called? What the fuck is that song called? You motherfucker. I don't remember what that song is called. Sorry. Kai Kiski. What's up, Clay? What's up, dude? I'm sorry. I actually did try to tape. A friend came over and I tried to play Guilty Gear actually recently. You know, what was I guess almost a couple months ago we played. I guess technically, right? And we taped some matches a little bit. You know, we play Guilty Gear every now and then, and I tried to tape some matches again. You know, and I did. You know, of course, I was doing the impossible combo, all this other kind of stuff, and I was going to put it up for you guys, and it did not tape correctly. So I don't know. I was actually going to tape some more Guilty Gear matches for you guys, but it unfortunately did not tape correctly. So I don't know the next time we're going to get together, but, you know, I'll try to tape some more Guilty Gear stuff again, I guess, eventually for you guys. But unfortunately, that did not tape correctly. I was pretty disappointed about that, but that's life, I guess, right? Nobu. Hey, Clayton, what's up? I'm getting back into JoJo recently. She called me Mr. Boombastic, Sammy Fantastic, touch me in the back, just saying I'm romantic. Oh, is that the song? Okay. I was going to say, man, it's been a while since I've heard that song, but yeah. Drip Legacy, what's up? Kai Kiske Capcom. Yeah, I know what JoJo's is. I know what JoJo's is. I know what it is. Don't worry. I know what it is, mate. Don't worry, mate. I know what it is. No worries, mate. I know what it is. I don't know what you guys are doing for Friday or whatever, but we're still quarantined here. It looks like, I don't know, America's just getting worse with the quarantine. It looks like they might be extending it. Extending this bullshit. This thing, you know what? I'm trying this. Do we have anyone that likes fragrances in here today? Is any of my very small demographic of people that watch me for fragrances in here today? Is anyone in here? LOL. I've always thought belly for some reason. What do you mean you've always thought belly for some reason? I've always thought belly for some reason. Wait, what? XU Soul. Today's been pretty boring Friday for me. Yeah, I feel you. I woke up pretty late and I got some fragrance samples in the mail, so I've been smelling them. I finally got around to wearing man, this one is not as I was expecting something else out of this one. This is supposedly a pretty famous gourmand fragrance that I'm just getting around to. What do you think about this one, Pikachu? What do you think about this one so far? This Al Contrario. I'm not too impressed with this one right now. I was expecting something much more gourmandish. I'm not too impressed with this one. What do you think? Pikachu's not too impressed with it either. Nope. I'm not too impressed with that one. Although I do got to say I finally got around to this one's kind of old now, but finally getting around to smelling this one. This one is not as offensive as people led me to believe. I would wear this one. This one does not smell that bad to me or very offensive. I would wear that. The notes in Al Contrario are chocolate, vanilla, sugar, hazelnut, tonka bean, orchid, malt, cinnamon or sandalwood, ebony wood, and benzoin. Now, from reading that, you would think this would be a gourmand. I was expecting something very thick and gourmand, and I am not getting that on my skin. I mean, unless they actually sent me the wrong shit. This is, I don't know. I'll give it a few wearings, but this is not as gourmand. I was expecting a gourmand bomb out of this, and I'm not getting that. So I'm not sure. I'm going to buy Sicily today. Let me know how it is. Pikachu has never smelled that one. Pikachu, you're out of focus. Get in focus. This is the Hodge twins. Get in focus, man. God damn. Look at that. Look at that fucking quality right there. That is some fucking quality right there, dude. Get Pikachu in focus. Anyway. Do you guys think the entire year is going to be over? Do you guys? I was talking to while my friend was over here yesterday. He actually works at the hospital, and we were talking about that. We do think that unfortunately, talking to him, he was thinking that the whole year is going to be fucked up. That the entire year is canceled. That's a very big boner up the butthole. That is very disappointing to hear. I really hope that is not the case. Yeah. I'm not too impressed with this fragrance right now. I was expecting something so much more. I'm glad I sampled this one. Gotti hit you up today with a super chat. Hey, yeah, I appreciate. Hit Pikachu up with the super chat. Hey, guys, super chat, dude. If you want a super chat, you can. Patreon, PayPal. I do appreciate it. All my videos still get flagged. There was recently that hate campaign that Clayton apparently hates black people. Jesus Christ. Apparently Clayton hates black people now is the recent thing that I heard. I was like, Clayton hates black people because I said that I like black girls? And they're like, you only like them because you fetishize them. Like, what? But hey, that's the community. The community will literally do whatever it can to get people to not watch my videos. Man, you can see the fur on this motherfucker. Where are we? Did you hear about the patch that made the online for Dragon Ball FighterZ worse than what it was before? No. Why would they patch the game to make it worse? That's fucking retarded. Mega Dude, what's up, Clayton? Did the year say something to offend people? Yeah. Oh, man. I don't know. I'm going to get canceled for this. And this is not, and you got to remember, dude, I've said this before, so don't take this the wrong way. Don't take this the wrong way. I am friends with one of the most famous transgender people on the internet. And I have no problem saying that I have thought about this person sucking me off. I'm going to be completely blunt. You know what I mean? I can't fucking tell. I think she looks like a fucking babe. I cannot fucking tell. You know what I mean? I can't fucking tell. But I did see Reddit. I was just bored and I was browsing Reddit. And oh man, I saw that recent thing, that James Chen interview. And I guess they were interviewing someone. And they're interviewing this transgender person, I guess. And I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know if it was a boy transitioning to a girl or a girl transitioning to a man. I couldn't fucking tell. And someone in the comments or something put, I have never seen such bravery, black and trans. And oh boy, I really, there was like no ill will, but I could not fucking tell. I don't know if it's a boy becoming a girl or a girl becoming a boy. I don't fucking know. But you know what? I mean, fuck, like I said, this is nothing against that because, like I said, I have that. Man, I wish I could show you this girl's pictures, but I know she doesn't like to be bothered because she actually doesn't like that she's famous or some bullshit. But man, I could show you pictures of her. You would not know that she actually was a guy before. Man, her face is incredible. She has she has a cuter face than most fucking real girls, dude. It's fucking incredible. She looks amazing, right? But anyway. Kai Kisk, thanks for the $10, dude. I appreciate it. Am I just in time for Clayton to get exposed again? What's up, dude? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get exposed again. Right now, I've just been trying new fragrances. Got some fragrance samples in the mail because it's always been getting lost. And came in the mail today, and I'm not too impressed with the recent not too impressed with the fragrance samples that I got recently, but you got to try. Clayton is not cancelable. Man, well, you know what? They're trying. Everyone is trying for sure. The line is blurred as fuck. I mean, it's just so fake. I don't understand how. Oh man, there's a huge fly in this fucking house. You might hear me trying to kill this goddamn fly. 1 second. I see that this thing is fucking huge. Where the fuck is this thing? You motherfucker, time out. God damn it. Flew away. I'm gonna go get my fly swatter. 1 second. In case I see this dude again. Where the fuck did it go? Oh, you motherfucker! God damn it! Oh shit, motherfucker. I see you. Don't think that I'm racist, but this fly I'm about to leave a crime scene. Oh shit! That's what I thought, motherfucker. Oh shit. That's what you get, motherfucker. Oh, dude. I destroyed this thing. That thing is dead. Oh boy. Okay. Good work, Clayton. You better donate to the super chat because Clayton just killed that thing first smack. First smack. It didn't even get a chance to fly away. Boom. My form was good on that one. I had some good form on that one. Anyway, why do you say people instead of person? By the way, is it a Majin situation? Read exactly what you mean. Why do I say people instead of person? Give me the context. What were we talking about again? What was the sentence that I said that people and not person? Give me the context, what we just said. I forgot. Anyway, what kind of Pikachu is that? It is a very fat keychain Pikachu who, until his battery died, he still squeaked, or he used to go, Pikachu, Pikachu, Pikachu. He used to say that, but then his battery died. Where am I? No thunders from flies water. A spider descended upon me while pissing at a party yesterday. Oh man, dude. I got well, I can't show it. I actually got bit by a spider once, and I wish I feel like I'm too lazy. I could probably go find a picture of me when I got bit by a spider before, and like my face swelled up. But anyway, pizza. It was a in real life TOD for sure. I'm snitching right now, Clayton. Anyway, I erased my wrath upon him. Dylan Brown. Who cares? What were we talking about? So I'm like one of the most famous transgender person. Yeah. What is the correct English in that situation? So if I was trying to think, man, So it depends, because I actually do teach English sometimes. I just talk like I talk because it rolls off the tongue easier. So if I was teaching English and I was trying to tell someone what is the appropriate thing to say, so the context is I was saying that I know one of the most famous transgender Yeah, people sounds more natural. You wouldn't say, I know one of the most famous transgender persons on the internet. So it would be specifically, you would have to say the sentence like, I know a very, you would have to flip the sentence to make it more correct English. You would have to say something like, the person I know is one of the most famous transgender. Yeah, you would still say people. Person doesn't sound supernatural in English there. I'm trying to think how you would say person in a correct English context. How would you say person there correctly? It would just have to be she's a very famous transgender person. People sounds more natural English speaking, I think, when you say it like that. I know it sounds weird, but I actually people probably you might think that I'm joking, but I actually do help people with English sometimes. Actually, I just talk like I talk because it's much more. It's how I like I talk, right? I don't want to sound forced, but anyway, I'll have to think about it. How would you say persons in that context? I feel like you'd have to say a very specific sentence for person to sound more natural English in an English sort of way. Where am I? I'm snitching right now, Clayton. I'm reaching my Pokemon. Where are we? Clayton, what's the appeal of fighting games? There's the competitive aspect. Although someone said this, I think it was in a stream. I don't remember if it was a comment on one of my videos. I don't remember if it was a comment on one of my videos or it was me commenting on the live stream or something like that, right? I do think they're saying, like, do you think fighting games also, there's a competitive nature, of course. And that's one of the conundrums of fighting games, why fighting games have such a sort of volatile and, shitty community because of the competitive nature of them, right? But someone, they had said, do you think fighting games are enjoyable just for a single person? And I definitely do. I definitely think that fighting games are enjoyable single player wise. I don't think it's just, there's the story aspect that people enjoy of fighting games, the story for what it is, quotation marks, right? But even think about fighting games as it is now. Think about Twitter culture. Everyone's trying to like, oh, I did that one combo that no one else did. I did that one setup that no one else did, right? There is a form of or a perspective that people enjoy playing fighting games just to try to push something as far as they can go. Even me, right? You know what I mean? You can say, say me. I don't really play video games competitively really anymore, right? But I still enjoy making combo videos, even though it's just me playing a fighting game, right? I still feel the appeal of trying to push something, right? Just like a lot of people on Twitter, they feel, most people who play video games will never be competitive, legitimately competitive, that they are a threat to win, a tournament, right? You know what I mean? So of course you can enjoy fighting games just by yourself as well. I know I kind of went off a little bit different here, right? But most people are never going to be competitive enough in a fighting game that they are a threat competitively. So, of course, I do think there is also, of course, you can enjoy a fighting game by yourself as well, despite it being a competitive nature, because just human nature, you want to progress yourself as a person, whatever, progress, that sort of sense of exploration, if you will, whatever, making something better, even if it's a fucking petty thing like a video game, right? People are people. Calling it apple orange. Huh? I thought people always was a group. The more you know. Like the Japanese people are cool. I ran over 15 people with my truck. Yeah, I guess it depends. There are certain very, very complicated forms of English. Like when I have like certain people, and of course there's like British English and there's like American English or whatever the fuck you would call it, right? I know when I've helped teach Russian people English sometimes, or I help other foreign friends with like English, like sometimes they teach very, very complicated forms of English, right? Like actually, Scott, were you there? Were you there in the email when I was giving this to people? This was a few years ago. This Russian girl was I don't remember if you were in this email, but I gave it to a few other people. And this Russian girl was trying to have me help her with her homework. And it was such a very specific and ambiguous use of English. It was like they would give you sentences in English, right? And it was like, explain the difference between saying the child is a genius, the child is smart, the child is brilliant, the child is intelligent, and which sounds the most correct. And I'm like, damn, this is your Russian homework? They want you to explain the exact differences between being intelligent, brilliant, smart, and a genius? And you have to give sentences for each one, why it sounds more correct than the others. And some of them were very vague. Like some of them I could explain, right? Like it wouldn't be, oh, and that clever too. Clever was one of the adjectives they used as well, right? So normally I remember some of the questions I could do, because normally you wouldn't be like, oh, the child is, it sounded more natural to say the child is clever in this situation, or the child is, intelligent. It doesn't sound as natural to say the child is brilliant, right? As a child is clever in this situation, right? I mean, there was some very fucking complicated English that they were given, and it's like, wow, that's some very fucking complicated English. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't remember if you were in the thread. It was a very long time ago. It was when it would have been years ago when they first started showing my pictures on those international sites. And then I started getting messages to help people with English. And so I was helping people with English from different countries for a while. And some of the questions they gave were pretty ambiguous. You know what I mean? Like some you can it'd be more natural to say the child is clever there instead of intelligent, because it's kind of more of a trick or like a knack that you're doing. But I'm like, man, some of this is pretty fucking complicated to, very complicated kind of forms of English, like very specific, right? But anyway, where are we? People is plural, person is singular. Thanks for the explanation, Clay. The American people is grammatically singular, while 15 people is plural. This is now Professor Clayton's stream. I don't remember exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I would have to, man. I wish I could find that girl's homework. I probably could. Yeah. God, it would have been on Gmail, right? Let me go look at Gmail. It would have been years and years ago. I guess I barely ever used Gmail, right? But let's go look at it. Where do we got here? It would have been sent because I use Gmail so rarely. Okay. Oh, wow. I haven't talked to that girl in a while. Let me see. Events. Oh, I didn't even realize I have this girl's email. Huh. Man, I really barely ever use this kind of shit. No. There's got to be more than that, unless I sent it in a different email. Maybe I sent it in Hotmail or something. Could I have sent it in Hotmail? Yeah, I don't know. I'm damn, that sucks. I want to find that too. But yeah, anyway, whatever. We went off on a tangent here. We're supposed to be talking about video games, right? We went off a tangent. We're talking about English now, right? Oh, what is this? But yeah, I got a girl I was tutoring, and she got the same kind of homework from her teacher. There are some differences, yeah. Mm-hmm. F in the chat for Hotmail. I tried to get my old Hotmail a while ago, but they just fucked it. Yeah. No, this is Professor Clayton, Tom. Well, we should talk about I don't know, more people got to watch my game theory videos, dude. Watch those game theory videos. Give them a like. Give them a sub. Or I guess you don't sub to a video exactly. Give them a watch. Give them a click. Give the videos a belly rub. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, so okay, yeah. When I was yeah, I guess me, Scott, and some other friends were just talking about it. Man, that comment about I've never seen such bravery. Wow, that made me laugh. I feel bad that I laughed, but I gotta admit that I laughed. I'm sorry. I laughed. I'm sorry, dude. I laughed. I laughed. I admit it. I admitted that I laughed. Right. I admit that I laughed, guys. I'm sorry. Where are we at? Sorensen, what's up? Dude, maybe with some visuals, a prototype people would not all over themselves. Are we talking about the Street Fighter thing? Yeah, I wish. That's why I asked you recently how long it took you just because you fiddled with some systems before. And so I did look. I looked at some. I looked at how do we, because the thing is, like I said, we really are at a time when the real games themselves nowadays are just fan fiction anyway. These games are just fan fiction anyway. They are so far removed from the original ideas of what made them a game in the first place. You know what I mean? And it's just like it's just kind of like, man, these fan made games, and I use Mega Man X Corrupted as an example because I think Mega Man X Corrupted looks pretty amazing, right? Mega Man X Corrupted looks pretty fucking amazing, dude. And when you think about those kind of games, those are starting from, man, my snaps are weak. My snap game is weak right now. You're making an action game from scratch. There's nothing, you can reuse some assets, but you got to make your own stage. You got to make your own. They're making music. They're doing all this blah, 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 blah. But when you're making a fighting game, even if you're trying to do a proof of concept, you have a lot of the materials already there. You have the potential foundation there. And yet, when you look at people that make these Mugen fighting games, like, oh, hey, here's my remix of a game. Oh, I'm sure everyone has seen when they made these fucking ghetto ass. I've seen the ghetto ass Street Fighter remakes that people have tried to make. I've seen the Street Fighter 3 Third Strike 3, all this kind of shit. They look corny as fuck, dude. They look so bad. Now, I don't know anything about coding, so I'm not saying I could code it better. But the point is that a lot of times people try to pass this off as potentially legitimate, and it looks so bad. And you would think that a fighting game should be the easiest, and yet you have games like that are action games and all this kind of stuff that look better than potentially the real thing a lot of times, right? So I mean, this is the time now. I mean, if I knew how to do it, I would definitely try to put up like a proof of concept of like some of the ideas that I'm talking about. I think maybe hacking together a Mugen prototype is easier than messing with Dragon Ball FighterZ. I'm actually not even sure if that's true. I think that I actually wonder if that's maybe one of the problems that they try to make a Mugen game or something like that. Maybe they make like a Mugen game and they're trying to start with a foundation of this whatever Mugen atmosphere, whatever they have. And the foundation of a lot of Mugen games, when you look at them, and I have played before, of course, because I'm a nerd, of course, I've tried Mugen before. Even when you're like attacking characters and everything like this, and when a character falls down, it doesn't feel right. When a character blocks a move, yeah, they're blocking a move, but it doesn't, like the hit when a guy gets pushed back from moves, it's all kind of fucked up and weird looking. That's why I think it would actually, if you wanted to show a proof of concept, it would be easier, I think, to look at a game like Super Turbo and you have like the juggle properties and this move is able to juggle for this many points, whatever. You already have how the hit stun of moves, right? That's already predetermined. And we know that Street Fighter feels good, and how a game feels is one of the most important things. And when you look at Mugen stuff does not feel good. We have all seen Evil Ryu and Evil Ken in Mugen, and those are amazing characters. But that is the exception, not the rule. And still, even when you play Evil Ryu and Evil Ken, as fucking cool as they look, when you're hitting the opponent, it doesn't actually feel correct. Do you know what I mean? They're just so incredibly cool characters that guy made. You're like, you kind of let it go. But you still know that this isn't serious. As cool as these characters are, when you actually play them, you're like, it just doesn't feel correct, right? That's why I think it would actually be better to take the foundation of a Street Fighter 2, whatever it is, because when you hit characters, when they're being hit by something, it still feels correct. So you should be, if you wanted to actually, if I was going to do it, which I have no idea how to do, I would try to recode something like that, right? You know what I mean? Put stuff into the game. But anyway, I missed some comments. Time out. Where am I? Clayton, I'd be thinking about you, like what kind of bitches you be fucking. Oh boy, well the only person I've been fucking is myself lately. This quarantine, I'm jacking off all over myself, dude. I'm sorry. Probably don't want to imagine that, but I'm just butt naked in my shower and I'm busting nuts to girls on Instagram and girls sending me pictures that I'll probably never see. You know what I mean? It's sad, but anyway. Where are we? I don't know much about Street Fighter. I only played Street Fighter 5 at a basic level. But I did enjoy the game theory of it, both of them. Yeah, I like talking about game theory, right? I wish that I could actually put up a little bit of a proof of concept. I thought of maybe I should actually maybe it's still ghetto, but maybe I'll take a picture of everything and I'll just put it in paint and I'll put this picture here is for this move, then it would go to this move, then it would go to this move, blah, blah, blah. Maybe that would be easier to follow along and read or something like that. But I agree with the notation of Street Fighter 2 Turbo being broken but balanced at the same time. Yeah, so me and a friend were talking about that, and I talked with APOC. You know, if you guys know APOC is one of the only OG Street Fighter guys I still randomly talk to. Like I said, I'm not friends with most people in the community. I don't like a lot of people. A lot of people suck. But, you know, APOC is one of the most famous Street Fighter 2 dudes there was, right? And me and him still talk. And we were getting at that, you know, I talked with him a little bit about it, and I talked with another friend I've thought about it as well. It's kind of interesting if you think about it. As broken as a game like Super Turbo is, if you think about it, with this character is this is a counter character, 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 blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? Is Super Turbo, and you can think about it from the standpoint of the roster being competitive. From the standpoint of the roster being competitive, is Super Turbo the most balanced fighting game of all time? And I think you could actually make a case for it that it is. Because almost every single character has been used competitively at one point or another. Blanca still gets used in tournaments. All these terrible counter pick matchups. Oh, Shoto's destroy Honda. You watch the Japanese, there's Hondas destroying top Ryus all the time. Now, if you make the roster bigger in Super Turbo even, and if you include all the super characters and all the Super Turbo characters, there's still a good amount of super characters that get used, right? So is Super Turbo, from that exact perspective, the roster being competitive, is Super Turbo the most competitive, balanced fighting game of all time? From that certain perspective, I think you could make the case that it potentially is. And so then you would think, what other fighting game is the most competitive of all time, roster speaking? I guess you could even say a game like Alpha 1. You could think that, well, Dan is still kind of the worst guy in Alpha 1, but look how good Dan is in Alpha 1. So you could think, man, Alpha 1, from the specific perspective of how much of the roster is potentially competitive, Alpha 1 is actually a kind of a balanced game as well. I think besides that, you might think Marvel 3, you know, because so many fighting games, you have half the cast or more that is not competitive, right? All these games that supposedly are more balanced and all this kind of stuff, half the roster is not used in competitive play, right? So we could take two broken games. We have two broken games like Marvel 2. Marvel 2, from that perspective of, is the roster competitive? No. Marvel 2 is terrible in terms of the roster being competitive in the game. But a game like Marvel 3 and Ultimate Marvel 3, technically, there are a lot of characters that have been used competitively in teams in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, right? And I think that is a good narrative and argument for the perspective of fighting games should be broken and unbalanced, right? I mean, you can give me your opinion on that as well, but I think maybe hacking together a Mugen prototype is okay. So I commented on that. Where are we? Mugen's cool. Oh wait, where am I? Games are not what they used to be, but I'd have to find if people have made a Super Turbo accurate Ryu to work off of. Well, no, here's the thing though. So if I was going to show what I would do to Ryu in a game, I would take Super Turbo and fiddle with the code of Super Turbo. You know what I mean? I wouldn't try to make a Mugen game per se. I would take what there already is in Super Turbo and then fiddle with the values of everything in Super Turbo. And then for the wacky stuff, I would just add to it. And since it's just a proof of concept, even if visually it is, not aesthetically pleasing, the proof of concept at that point is what is important. So we just base it off of the foundation. Because the foundation, I think, is the most important thing. Yes, you have a problem like blocking and hit effects, and if you just copy and paste character from the it feels really bad. Yeah, it depends on how well a person programs character game. Just having the frames in between gives you an idea of how to flow with the same. Yeah, fuck yeah. Mugen is also just mismatched fighting game. Joe Cool, are you related to Joe Mama? Not at all. Studious Clayton looking good. He threw on the glasses to get analytical. Where do you think the Guilty Gear EX characters are on the tier list? I don't know. I know when they were actually making Accent Core Plus, though, they were saying that they were going to rebalance the EX characters and they were going to be available in the arcade. And unfortunately, they weren't, right? Unfortunately, they weren't, which I think really sucks. But then if you actually play the game, they did rebalance the EX characters, but they just didn't have them in the arcade, which I think is really sad, right? Because I think that would have added so much more value to the game. Because they're not just thrown in there. I mean, they're thrown in there, but they are different, right? Some of them are kind of ghetto, but some of them are kind of interesting, right? Is Street Fighter V meant more for casual play than competitive play? I don't know what I would say to that. I would just say that, Street Fighter V is, of course, a very predetermined game, right? So I think all these new games really they've tried to make all games, they give you the the cliff notes before the match. They try to make every game, they've tried to make a standardized level of, again, and I compared this to get your GED. To get your GED in high school, right? You have to pass that high school equivalent exam. And then that says to the world that you are just smart enough to be allowed in society, right? And I feel like that's what they've done with a lot of newer games. The newer games give you this kind of GED that they allow everyone to pass, that if you can pass this GED, you are just good enough to be able to say you have a understanding of how the game works, right? And that's why the games are so predetermined and pre-planned. It's really fucking sad, but I need some more water. Time out. Oh boy, where am I? King of Fighters 13. I think if you put in enough effort, all the cast is competitive. I'm trying to think. How much was the cast of King of Fighters 13 actually competitive? because the roster is pretty big. Because when you say like half the roster was competitive, because even if you say half the roster is competitive, that's still half the roster that is not used, right? That's why I'm saying a game like Super Turbo, as broken as Super Turbo is, almost the entire roster has been used competitively. I mean, half the roster, okay, like, I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, so if you say like a game like Marvel 2, how much of the rosters used? How many characters are there in Marvel 2? I don't know, 50 or some bullshit. Maybe there's 10 characters that are used competitively. That's not even half the cast, right? So I guess from that perspective, you might say, oh, a game like King of Fighters 13. Is half the cast used competitively in King of Fighters 13? Yeah, that's pretty good, you know. But that's still not like a game like Super Turbo if you think from the perspective of like, wow, almost the entire cast, like the entire cast is actually used competitively, which is pretty fucking crazy. I was thinking, which characters would you backport from a new Street Fighter 3 to old Street Fighter 3 to old Street Fighter games? Which ones would work with the best without sacrificing their design? Well, you know, from that perspective, I talk about characters and why it's important to keep the archetypal, what's the English word? The archetypical version of the character, right? Ryu is a Fireball Dragon Punch character, right? You don't want a character to be too versatile. And this is why games have become so standardized. Because as you weaken Ryu's archetypical strengths, his Fireball and his DP, you of course have to start giving him new moves, new versatility. He now has some more versatility that he did not have before. But while doing that, he starts to take away some of the versatility or unique factors of another character. Just like another character that he used to be a stereotypical, archetypical strengths in certain areas. His archetypical strengths have been weakened, and he is starting getting some more versatility. Now, you could say that as progression, or you could say that, well, since you're both kind of just mixing and matching, it's one step forward, one step back. So if you're actually talking about bringing in newer characters, well, one of the problems with newer games is so many of these newer characters all feel like they are versatile. Oh, this character can do this. This character can do this, blah, 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 blah. So I do think there's actually a perspective of if you were trying to bring in a quotation marks newer character that is a more versatile potentially character, the old characters who are so stereotypically and what is the English word I'm looking for? The archetypical strengths. I don't necessarily think you could not do that. So Ryu's Fireball is insane. His DP is insane, right? He is very archetypical strengths in that kind of category, right? So then you bring in a newer school character who is more versatile, but now he does not actually excel in any other area. And I think you could try to find a balance in the chaos in that, right? If that makes sense, right? This character, Ryu, he is extremely strong with DPs, fireballs. That's his character archetype. Maybe this newer character that is in Street Fighter games, he also has DPs. He also has a fireball. He has combos, whatever. He's a very versatile character, but technically compared to Ryu, although he is versatile, he will not be as strong as Ryu is in this certain areas, right? Does that make sense? So I don't think there's the idea that you couldn't bring in a new school character to a game because we're not like making Ryu. We're not giving, just because this character is versatile, we're not giving Ryu all these versatile things too. Fuck that. we're keeping Ryu his archetypical kind of character type, right? So I do think it's not unheard of that you could bring in some of these kind of all-in-one characters, right? Because they're all-in-one stuff that they have compared to an old school character with their very powerful archetypical strengths, I don't think would necessarily be overpowered, right? And certainly there is precedent for this. You know what I mean? We look at a game like, say, look at a game like Hyper Street Fighter 2 Turbo. You know what I mean? Where you could pick the championship edition characters, you could pick the Super Turbo characters, all this kind of stuff, right? A Super Turbo Ryu, who is a much more versatile character than a championship edition Ryu, is not drastically better than championship edition Ryu in that game, right? Because his archetypical strengths are so strong. So you're actually thinking about this from an even crazier perspective, obviously, right? If we were to bring in a newer character who has like maybe more crazy combos, all this kind of stuff, as long as you keep those core aspects of the character, those archetypical strengths so strong, I don't think it's unheard of that you could actually bring in a more potentially versatile and wacky character and find some balance in the chaos, right? So, time out. Someone donated to the super chat. What did I mean? DPS man 420, $5. Thanks for the algorithm game, right? I appreciate that, dude, right? Thank you. And I said your name correct. I know I used to always say DSP because of DSP, but I said DPS man, right? Anyway, where am I? Yuri from Street Fighter 5 would be fun in Alpha 3 at least. Clayton, you think in Strive they added the wall break to get rid of crazy Oki setups and them? I think they added that because that is one of the reasons, and I think they wanted everyone to feel like they're doing a cool combo, right? I think they wanted a cheap pop, right? They wanted a cheap pop to make characters feel special and important. You know what I mean? So I think that's why they did something like that, actually. Anyway, where am I? Oh, we got another super chat. Man, maybe do you guys actually like this conversation? Do you guys actually like this conversation? You know what I mean? Nobu, I just thought, why don't you make a novel with all this knowledge you got? Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. DPS man, thanks for saying my name right. I tried, dude. I'm trying, dude. Anyway, let me get back to what I was at. What's up, Clayton? Oh, yeah, I said it. Dylan Brown, but just went to the other extreme. Sorry I haven't been active working a ton. Don't worry about it, dude. That's fine. Actually, it must really suck if you're working a ton because, a lot of people on unemployment right now are making more money than actually working, right? So Marvel versus DC is what I need. Clayton, do you drink coffee, protein, any special drinks you like? I drank a protein shake, yeah, so I drink that. I don't really drink coffee, although I do like coffee, but I don't drink it a lot. But the only interesting coffee thing, as I can say, is I do think it was interesting while I was in Japan. And while I was in Japan, Japan is really big on coffee, and they have these big, there's vending machines everywhere. Just like you see in anime, there's vending machines everywhere, right? But it's almost always just straight black coffee. There's almost never, like, you think about America, you would think that, wow, you got Starbucks, you got all these mocha cappuccinos, whatever the fuck you got, right? Mochahitos, Tonka, my butthole, whatever the fuck they're called, s'more cappuccino. But man, as big as Japan is on coffee, it's almost always just kind of straight coffee or coffee and sugar when you look like. It was actually very hard to find just like a mocha cappuccino. Like I only had a couple mocha cappuccinos, and man, it was like $10 or something, right? So that was kind of weird. It was hard just to find, considering how big they are in coffee, it was hard to find like a lot of different coffee flavors, right? Ginga 2122. Who's your favorite Guilty Gear character? Oh, Kai, of course. Right? I wish I was older during the Marvel vs. Capcom days. Why do you wish you were older? I played when I was like a little boy. Beer is special. Most of the time, algorithm crew, but cringe crew. DPS man, I wish being respect. I wait, blah, blah, blah. I wish being respected. I wish being respected children like they do adults. You're gonna have to write that one again for me. It's all mine. Me too. Adults think kids are dumb. They are actually almost as smart as they. Wait. Adults think kids are dumb. They are actually almost as smart as you. They just don't have the wisdom. I guess it depends what we're talking about. I guess it depends what we're talking about that there. In King of Fighters 13, most players played 6 or 7 max characters, but players like Mysterio proved that the rest of the cast can be used in competitive play. Well, again, it depends on what are we talking about competitive how deep are we getting into the competitive narrative? Because again, I'm comparing this to something like Super Turbo. Super Turbo came out in what, 94? Was Super Turbo 94 or 95? I want to say Super Turbo was 94. So Super Turbo would be, is that 26 years old? 26 years old? That's crazy, right? Super Turbo. We're talking about, again, almost the entire cast, dude. What? I mean, Jesus Christ. I don't know what character doesn't get used in Super Turbo at some time. I mean, every time you watch Japanese matches, you still see some random Blanca destroying everybody. You still, not random, of course they're good. You still see E Honda winning these matches that supposedly are terrible, right? That's pretty crazy. And the game is this old, right? So, and that's considered one of the most broken games of all time. So, I mean, low tier God. I love talking while I eat. It's good times. I think the top tiers in King of Fighters 13 are very obvious to play and to understand. So everyone was playing EXUR, Mr. Karate, Chin, and Kim. But I think, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about it, right? That's what I'm thinking about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I remember there being a variety of potential characters in King of Fighters 13. But, that's a... we're talking about a big... We're talking about a big portion, right? There's a big difference between, say, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 having what? Again, I don't know how many characters are in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 that get played competitively, right? Maybe 10, maybe. The game has what, 40, 50 characters? That's not very good. Marvel 3, which you could say is actually pretty incredible, maybe half the cast has been used competitively, which is pretty fucking good. But that's still nothing compared to Super Turbo, where what? The entire cast has been used competitively, right? You still see it to this day. Really? That's pretty fucking incredible, right? And that's supposedly one of the most broken games of all time. Like, I'm trying to think maybe Virtual Fighter 4 or some bullshit. Maybe Virtual Fighter 4, but Virtual Fighter 4 has what, like 10 characters maybe? So does that even count? It's pretty... I don't know, dude. I mean, where are we? Clayton is a rocket science and fighting games. Cyro minus, thanks, dude. Mentally untouchable. Just not as obvious as archetype. Jordan B. Peterson of the FGC. Well, if only I could get my videos shared. If only there weren't all these hate campaign videos to get people to not watch my videos, I guess, right? Simon Good. And the thing is, too, when I talk about how you have these strong archetypes, right? If I were to make a fighting game where there are these strong archetypes, again, that goes with the idea when you have such extreme levels of a character excelling at some point, there will always be a potential reason to use that character. And I know it sucks. And let me say, I know I talk about, I do like a lot of old school games, right? I do like a lot of old school games, and I know I talk about it, right? This is not to say that I like everything of Super Turbo. There's actually, I could talk about all the shit that I actually think is not good in Super Turbo. I think there's a lot of shit in Super Turbo that is not good for the game. But still, when you have characters that have such blatant, obvious strengths, there's always going to be a reason for that to be potentially used. Instead of characters that have always such versatility to random degrees that it's like an Ouroboros. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, this character's kind of progressive, but he's kind of like this character. Oh, you know, that doesn't go anywhere, dude. Right? And the game system in King of Fighters helps weaker characters be good, I think. Clayton, do you only play 2D fighters? Or you ever play Smash Bros? No, I played 3D games. Like I said, I put up what's it called? 3D game stuff as well. I put up Soul Calibur stuff. I played Smash Brothers stuff. So I'm not any good at Smash Brothers or anything, but we played it for fun. Scott's here. You know what I mean? I'm not good. Fuck, I'm sure Scott has absolutely raped me many times in Smash Brothers, right? I'm not any good at Smash Brothers, but we've gotten together with friends and played Smash Brothers before, but where can you make me a mod of your chat? I don't know what's the point of being a mod of my chat. I don't think it actually does anything, right? Doesn't really do anything, I don't think, right? Where are we? I don't think you need to be a mod of my chat because I'm here talking to you guys right now. I mean, I try to read everything, whatever. Give him some muddy Ginga. No. The streams are starting to go somewhere when mod begging starts. Oh, is that true? I don't know. I don't know about that. Read that. You know what I thought? Why don't you make a novel? Like I said, hey, if you guys like the videos, like the videos, share the videos. I appreciate it. Thank you. If you, help me call out the haters because, there's always some hate campaign to get people to not watch my videos. It's pretty ridiculous, right? DPS Man 420. Yep, I said your name right. Thanks, dude. Gokin from Street Fighter 4 was kind of fun. I wonder if you could bring. I'm gonna tell you right now. I would not put Gokin in a game. I'm sorry, Dynamo. I appreciate Dynamo for you supporting me, but no, I would not. I would not put. Gokin would not make my video game. If I was making a Street Fighter game, Gokin would not make my game. I think Gokin is complete trash. Dan Boy, for me it was Jury. Jury is okay. I feel like Jury kind of feels like a King of Fighter character, but I'm okay with Jury, right? Jury's okay though. I think you could make Jury fun, right? Jury is cooler in Street Fighter 5 in my opinion. It's one of those things they did well. I don't really have an opinion too much one way or the other, but I think Jury is okay. How about this? Her Street Fighter 5 design is way more aesthetically pleasing than Street Fighter 4. I'll say that. Street Fighter 5 Jury is way more aesthetically pleasing. I don't have a large opinion on their character archetype, but I think you could put Jury. I would put. I could see if I was making a Street Fighter game, I would try to make Jury work. Probably. DPS Man 420. What if you were working on unemployment? I'm making the most money in my life. Okay, well there you go. To be honest, drink coffee for a while, but canned coffee drink. To be honest, drank coffee for a while, but canned Japanese drinks are so tasty. Armin and Gang, right? To be honest, when I was playing Ultra Street Fighter 4, Dudley was my jam, idolizing players like Smug. God, his Dudley is godlike. But Yang was probably my favorite character. Okay, wow, damn. So, okay, Marvel had 56 characters. Okay, like I said, I didn't know if I was like, was it 50 or something? Yeah, so 50 characters, right? With about 13, 14 usable have been used at some point. See, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad, dude. That's pretty bad. That's not good balance, right? I'm not saying Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is a quotation marks bad game, but from the discussion we're having about what is the most competitive game based on its roster, that is actually terrible, right? That's actually terrible from that perspective of a game being competitive. If Ryu was in Guilty Gear XX, what features would you expect him to have? I would expect him to be made into a Guilty Gear character, right? I think you could make Ryu into a Guilty Gear game. Sure. Right? I think you could make this is one of those things. You could make Street Fighter characters just like you made Street Fighter characters into a verse game, right? They made Street Fighter characters into a verse game, a crazy quotation marks, video game. You could make Street Fighter characters into a Guilty Gear game. But I don't think the reverse is true. Not all Guilty Gear characters would work in a Street Fighter game, if we're talking And I've talked about that before. That's why, there's no perfect fighting game, because there's generally speaking, there's three types of fighting games. There's a Street Fighter game, quotation marks, asterisk mark, King of Fighters, Fighters History, whatever the fuck it is, right? There's a Guilty Gear kind of game, and then there's a verse style game, right? That's why there's no perfect fighting game, because all fighting games have their specific things and strengths that you can do with the system better than others that allow you a new perspective on what a fighting game can be. Street Fighter gives you a certain perspective on what a fighting game can be. Guilty Gear gives you a certain perspective on what a fighting game can be. Verse style games give you a perspective on what a fighting game can be. They aren't all interchangeable though, right? That's why it's very hard to actually progress a fighting game, because there's not actually many opportunities for you to progress a fighting game, because there's only so many mindsets of what you can do with the game. That's why I said that Dragon Ball FighterZ is the biggest dropped fighting game. It's the biggest dropped ball in the history of fighting games, because Dragon Ball FighterZ was actually a chance to say, this is number 4. We have Street Fighter. We have a Guilty Gear system. We have a verse style system. Then we have a Dragon Ball FighterZ, because Ryu would not work in a Dragon Ball FighterZ game. You can't have a Dragon Ball FighterZ game where Ryu is homing dashing and you're reflecting his fireballs out of that kind of stuff. That's why Dragon Ball FighterZ is the biggest dropped fighting game in the history of fighting games, because it was one of the only opportunities in recent years to actually make a new fighting game that could give you a new perspective on a fighting game, right? There are not many opportunities to do that in a fighting game, right? That's why it's the biggest drop ball in the history of fighting games, because opportunities don't come very often like that, right? Virtual Fighter is in its tough spot. It's brilliant to think the only virtual fighter that exists on current gen is trapped in a Yakuza game. Also, the team dynamic in Campfire is cool because synergies work differently than in tag team games. I think the way characters help each other in a team allows for a more varied team composition. Whoops! My chat just screwed on me. Where am I? Clayton, are your muscles 2D or 3D? I don't know. What do we got? 3D muscles? Oh, 3D muscles? I don't know. Are they 3D? Pikachu is shaking his head. He's embarrassed to have me as a father. Pikachu won't even look at me anymore. He's like, I'm not looking at you. I'm not looking at you. How many updates did Super Turbo get? Players had to learn their characters back in the day. Yeah, I don't know if Super Turbo, the only update that Super Turbo had was when it came to America, Zangief's headbutt did less dizzy, I think. I think that's the only main change they made, right? And then when it came on Dreamcast, if you count like Dreamcast, I thought they patched back in like Ken's Reversal Super and that kind of shit. But yeah, no, Super Turbo, yeah. So back in the day, yeah, they didn't like overly excessively, patch games, that kind of stuff, right? Play Pokemon Tournament. No, Pikachu's too skinny. Pikachu, I don't play skinny Pikachu. Would Clayton main Cloud? Who would you play in what game? Are we talking Smash Brothers? I play Pikachu in Smash Brothers. F in the chat for our boy Goken. Please pass it. Street Fighter V Jory was censored for esports before release. Oh wait, did she have a different costume? Her titties used to be out. Do we have a picture of the titties out? Whoa! I just dropped my phone. I got to look up these titties. God damn! Can I get a link to some titties? God damn! I just dropped my phone. If my phone would have broke, my partners would have been in trouble. Where are I? True, the jury theme was butchered in Street Fighter V. Do you like JoJo's Heritage for the Future? I don't know which exact one that is, but I don't care about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. But I don't know which one that is. Maybe that's one I don't know about. But you could make the case that that's more erotic. That's up for preference. I have a big flexible. I have a big flexible girl kink though, so maybe that's why. Well, you gotta be. You gotta be careful. If you prefer anything in girls nowadays, you might be racist. Like I said I like black lips on Twitter. I like black lips. I I said I like big lips on Twitter, and apparently I only fetishize black women now, and I'm racist. So I mean, you better be careful. So if you only like flexible girls, there's going to be some fucking social justice warrior. You probably shouldn't say that, right? And back muscles too is a big kink. I'm a fucking weirdo. Where are we? Ryu can be in any game, Smash versus or what? I need to roll back and drive ball for that immediately happens. If they're working roll back and strive, arc that is, bro, stop flexing on his bull. Nice try, says bro. I feel Pikachu. The sad part is that if strive bombs, I feel that they will blame it on the West. Yeah, there's that perspective. I've seen some people have been talking about that. They think that that if the game does badly, you know what I mean. I've seen some people talking that they think that might happen, which is pretty sad, right? But I do see that perspective that people could potentially think that could be the narrative that they could try to go with, right? I do see. I see potential. People could say that bullshit. I could see that happen. Where are we in the chat? I don't think they're that dumb. How to beat Mei Ling on Lunatic? Mei Ling on Lunatic. What does that mean? I don't know what Mei Ling on Lunatic means. Man, JGG. Oh, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Yeah. Don't remember if you remember. They had to censor things in Street Fighter 5. You can still see her OG titty costume in the story mode cutscenes. Oh, you guys gonna make me look up these goddamn titties? Jury original Street Fighter 5 costume. Oh, was that real? I've seen this before, but that was actually the real costume? I thought that was just kind of like a fan-made thing. No, this says this is a fan-made. Okay, you say it's in that story mode though? Okay, so I will look up story mode. Street Fighter Jury Street Fighter 5 story mode. No, her story mode, she still has the black underneath. So it looks like she has black underneath to me. Okay, so one picture she doesn't have it, but the other picture it is. So one picture she has it, the other picture doesn't? Well, whatever the case, I mean, I'm down with her costume. I think her costume in Street Fighter 5 I think it's aesthetically pleasing. Maybe I'll fap to Jury later today. I'll see how I feel. It depends. That's like one of those spur of the moment things. You guys are ever just like, man, what am I going to jack off to today? And you start looking at one picture and you're like, I think I'm going to jack off to that. But then you get distracted and you're like, damn, I don't know. I kind of want to jack off to that. And you're just like, and you lose sight of the original goal. And then you feel like you cheated on the other person. You're like, fuck. Well, do I need to jack off twice now today? And it's like, because I kind of wanted to jack off to, and you're like, it's fucked up, dude. You only have, the tank is only so full, right? Your tank is only so full. You only have so much love to give to these fictional characters, right? I only have so much to give. This is getting into a deeper topic of love for fictional characters, I guess, right? Where's my chat? Did I lose it? Where's this chat? Where's my Did I lose the chat? Where is it? Where's the fucking goddamn chat? Where is it? I lost. I don't know. Did I close the window? Where was the window? I can't find my chat. You guys distracted me. I was looking at half naked titties, and now I don't know where the goddamn chat is. Nope. Boom. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Live stream. Oh, okay. Jesus Christ. I'll lose my live stream. Anyway, I was fucking losing. Well, so what was I talking about? You know, I was actually shaving today, right? So I was shaving today and, or not today, I was shaving recently. And so I like to keep clean, and I accidentally cut my nutsack, and man, it was a bad cut. There was some blood, and if I went any deeper, I would have been running on empty. The tank would have been gone, right? So normally, you know, I remember when I first started shaving that I thought it was dangerous to shave, right? So when I first started shaving, I thought it was dangerous. So I was like using scissors to trim. And then one time I took some scissors and I accidentally snipped my nutsack. And I was like, oh shit. I'm like, this is way too much work. Snip, 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 snip all around my nutsack. This is my nutsack. I'm like, snip, snip, snip. And I was like, ah. And I think after like the third time of snipping my nutsack, I was like, ugh, this is bullshit. I'm just going to fucking shave. And so then I just started shaving my nutsack. And it's actually incredibly resilient. Your nutsack is incredibly resilient to being cut usually while shaving like that. And I was actually quite surprised. So I was quite surprised when I sliced my nutsack today or a few days ago, whatever it was, right? I still see the scar though. I still see the scar when I sliced my nutsack. And if it would have been any deeper, again, I would have been running on empty, you know. But we're going off on a tangent here, right? I'm giving you tips on how to cut your nutsack, right? DPS man 420. You got to work on your nut tank so you can give more love to Clay. Yes, thank you. If you support me and my nuts, maybe this could be another story that I will talk about on. Maybe I'll make a YouTube video on how to properly shave your nutsack, right? Anyway, continuing. We went from having a deep conversation about video games to cutting your nutsack. Anyway. Social justice warrior cucks can fuck off. Oh, I agree. Like I said, I can't believe, dude. I can't believe I saw that bullshit that they were trying to start a thing that Clayton hates gay, of course they tried to do that too. Clayton hates gay people. He hates transgender people. And then recently Clayton is racist against black people because he only likes them because of their big lips. I was like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, you have really nothing better to do. I was like, oh my God, give me a fucking break, dude. Really? Where are we? What's this Capcom fighting evolution bug with juggling? Did you publish this online? Yes, it's a very old bug. And actually, it's funny that Obot actually, I think, got credit for it. Because Obot, what happened was you could still find it online. Because I had, this is way back in the day. So I talked to Obot about it. And I posted it online. Yeah, I'm sure you could still find me posting it online. And then Obot made a video about it, and he accidentally spelled it wrong when he put out jubble instead of juggle. And so then I think some people thought that Obot found it because he spelled it wrong, and so whatever. But the juggle bug in Capcom Fighting Jam is a bug I talked about, and it's kind of crazy too. You know, Capcom Fighting Jam died so fast. I don't know if people remember the biggest Capcom Fighting Jam tournament in America before the game, because the game died so fast. I actually got third at. I don't even know if people remember that. And that was like the biggest tournament there was for the game, I think, in America ever. But anyway, enough sucking myself off. The Capcom Fighting Jam bug was even if you blocked one of Guy's moves, he did his little flip roundhouse thing, and then you block his the roundhouse after it, the game would glitch out for like the next 5 seconds, and it made anything in the game just would juggle no matter what. Anything. It didn't even matter. And the game kind of bugged out. It's pretty simple, but that was like a bug I found way back in the day. Like if you would block one of his moves and then the game just glitched out actually for 5 seconds and you could just juggle with any attack over and over again. It's pretty weird, but anyway. Where are we? Breezy, yo. Like saying you are attracted to black women because of the lips isn't disrespectful. Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ. Actually, I think I'm giving you a compliment. I like full lips. It's a preference. Anyway, where are we? This is for the cinematic mode. JJBA. Okay, yeah, again, I never played JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I know a lot of people love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Just is not something I never got into it. Shit, where am I? Here is a good fat, not a good, so I never jack off twice. One is enough. Then one says, yeah, that happens on occasion. I don't wank as often as I used to. I knew the best doujin sites. Hentai is time consuming. Thoughts on gay characters like Zangief? I don't normally. I mean, are you asking that I care if they're gay or not? No, I don't care if they're gay or not. I don't care, but I normally don't play grappler characters. The only grappler characters I've played is I have played because I could play basically every character in the game. I played Ryoko in Fighter's History, right? Because like I told the story, like, man, I learned that game within 2 weeks. I was already competing against the best in the world, supposedly in Karna's Revenge. And then a couple months later, there's a 2chan thread about me that I was too good and I was the best. And I made the game unfun. So I played Ryoko and stuff like that in Fighter's History. But generally, I don't play grappler characters now. And that was the year Clayton won a Darwin Award. Yeah. That's what I come back to, nuts. Titties and nuts. Big Daddy Clayton sliced his nutsack. Yeah, I did. At least it wasn't testicular. At least it was not a testicular corrosion. My friend lost one of his nuts from that shit because the doctors didn't want to test for it. Wow, that's not good. Still no Tenkaichi. Is it on SRK or GameFAQs? I'm sure you could find it. On both. Like I said, I think it might be under Jubblebug, though, because I remember I had posted about it, and then later Obot made a video about it, and he spelled juggle wrong, and he called it Jubal. And so then I think some people thought he found it because he just fucked up the name after I told him, but yeah. Any thoughts on Battle for the Grid? Is that the fucking... Battle for the Grid. What is Battle for? Is that the fucking Power Ranger game or is that something else? Yeah. Guy had the Vism built in. Yeah, need more. I downloaded the game PS3, so I'm gonna test it with Guy. Is the game on PS3? I didn't even know the game was on PS3. No, the Capcom Fighting Jam tournament was the one in Philadelphia or whatever. The Capcom Fighting Jam tournament was the one in like Philadelphia or something, and so Arturo won it. If you guys know Arturo Sapin, Arturo won that tournament, and I forget who got second. I don't remember who got second. It was I forget what his name was, but there was actually a lot of people for that tournament, and that was that tournament. I talked about it before. We had driven like whatever 10, 12 hours, whatever, for that fucking tournament. And oh boy, it was 10, 12 hours, whatever the fuck that tournament was. Is absolutely ridiculous. We got to the hotel. For some reason, they gave our hotel room away, so we had no place to stay. And I didn't get to play before at all. We didn't get to rest. And I remember I tried to put in the game to play. And I tried to put in the PS2, just even stuff. And like Flash Metroid was there. And Flash Metroid, when I went to play like practice before the tournament, he shut off the PS2 on me. He's like, only I get to play or practice. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I turned it on again, and they turned it off again on me. He's like, only I get to practice. And I'm like, is this motherfucker serious? We just drove 12 hours. They got rid of our hotel room, and now he won't even let me turn on the system. If it would have been now when I'm older, we probably, something would have went down, right? But then in the tournament, I actually ended up versing Flash Metroid, and it was funny because so we set our buttons. I beat him the first 2 times in a row. He says my buttons weren't right. It doesn't count. And I'm like, what the fuck? Are you serious? And no tournament organizer even does anything. I beat him another 2 times in a row. No tournament organizer does anything. Beat him another 2 times in a row. He finally agrees to get off. And he just walks away. He's like, my buttons still didn't work. And I'm like, oh my God, give me a fucking break, this fucking loser. Anyway, but yeah, no. So I got third at that tournament, and I think that was the biggest, I think, Capcom Fighting Jam tournament in America, actually, because the game died pretty early. But yeah, there was actually a lot of people at that tournament. That was a big tournament for the game. The game died real quick, but Ryoko is actually a good character to check someone's fundamentals because of her thrones. Yeah, Ryoko is kind of she runs a very fine line of you could tone her up a little bit and she could potentially be extremely strong, right? But she's definitely one of the worst characters in the game, but it would not be hard to make her actually really good, actually. Yeah, but if you're going to try the guy juggle bug, I could tell you easily how to just see how it works. It's very easy. It's very easy, right? In GGX Hard Rev 2, finally getting the dust loops down. I've never played a grappler as fun as Potemkin. I can't understand why he is so enjoyable. Yeah, I have a friend that plays Potemkin as well. I think a lot of the character design in Guilty Gear is actually really good. They, for a while, they were making very interesting characters for sure. Shat and Macker, yo, what's up? Ryoko's bad, but someone could say, yeah, her throw range is she's one of the only characters that can realistically punish a lot of stuff. Like a lot of stuff is not realistically punishable. And so she does actually have that advantage. But yeah, she just, man, the game is so volatile and you blow up so fast in the game. It just is, man, it's very hard to do something about that. Time out. I gotta check some of these messages. What are all these messages from these semen demons? Ooh. Time out. I'm responding to some semen demons. I will be back. Let's respond to these semen demons. These fucking semen demons. I see you. Damn, that's a semen demon. Oh my god. I see you, semen demon. Oh my god. And now there's pictures of cats. How dare you send me pictures of cats? You know I can't fucking resist you now. Anyway, where are we? Gigi was the only ever reason I bought a fighting stick. Gigi was the only reason I ever bought a fight stick, and I got into the game playing Slayer. Clayton, do the low tier God intro. I only know this is low tier God unless he has another part. Like I said, I actually don't watch low tier God, so I actually don't know if he has. I've seen that before. It's like, is this? This is low tier God. I don't know. Is that low tier God? I don't watch low tier God. I've just seen one of those things. So I don't know if he has another thing like that. For the covenant, I gotta represent. What is the covenant? The covenant. Can you explain Soul's dust loop and do it consistently? Can I explain Soul's dust loop? What do you mean explain it? It's just dust over and over again. And can I do it consistently? When I played the game, I could, yeah. The Boogie video is still one of the greatest things he's ever created. I don't know. What is the Boogie video? What is the Boogie video? See, you guys are talking about some shit I actually don't know about. Fucking during Corona, what are your thoughts? Yeah, I thought someone was saying, or I read something that apparently the coronavirus is transmitted through semen. So I guess you got to be careful. That can't happen, apparently. Apparently that can't happen, bros. I mean, man, that can happen, dude. Base, this is now a Covenant Allied channel. I don't know the low tier God memes. I'm lost. Yeah, I just slapped the dust button when there's a wall. Hentai recommendations. I feel like Bible Black is the most famous thing. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and we're gonna finish up the stream here. So if you guys got any other questions, think some questions you want me to answer, and I do appreciate there was a number of donations today. I appreciate it. Like I said, if you guys ever want to, share the videos, like the videos, if you comment on the videos, you know what, dude? I mean, if you all you could put even if you put in some kind of bullshit in the comments, just 1, 2, 3, whatever, algorithm game, whatever. Commenting on the videos helps. Liking the videos helps. Sharing the videos help me expose all these dudes. That helps, and I do appreciate you guys sharing. And you guys can still donate if you want to. But I'm gonna go to the bathroom and then we'll finish up the stream. So think about anything else you want to talk about. boys. Where are we? Hey, you know what? I'm going to put it in here, dude. How about this? You guys can give it a bullshit combo. You guys can give it a bullshit combo. It don't matter. You can give it a bullshit combo. Or give it bullshit combo. What are you talking about? You guys can get a bullshit. You guys can just comment something bullshit on it. Just commenting on the videos, liking the videos, you know, sub, whatever. Share the videos, you know what I mean? Whatever you want to do. Like I said, that actually does. It helps the algorithm. And, of course, watch the video, too, because it's a good conversation, you know. And, of course, if you want to help me expose any of these other dudes, whatever, right? But anyway, let me read some of these things. Think about your last comments, and I'm going to bust out of here, dude. Where he made a roast video on Boogie. Time on Asagi. If no more, or just for me, dude, Bible Black is kind of gay. Fishing up the stream by playing the low tier God Boogie stream. Low tier God Boogie. I'll look this up just for you guys. What is low tier God Boogie? Low tier God Boogie. What is this? A message for, this is low tier Mario. Is this it? A message for Boogie 2988. Also, 15-cent donation. What is this? What is popping up? 15-cent donation. Anyway, I'm sure this is
a fucking video to some fat fuck on YouTube named Boogie 2988. Now, I'm tired of this fat fuck popping up in all my fucking search engines when I'm looking for a fucking workout video. I don't give a fuck about the aftermath from any of you Boogie fans that feel sorry for this greasy fuck. You fat fucking disgusting ass smelling, blob, cheese drinking, Crisco bathing, lard gargling.
Is someone recording this for him?
Thieving, cabbage patch face having, Dr. Robotnik looking, Wingstop eating, McDonald's gorging, T-Rex arm having, non-vegetable eating, cooking with a George Foreman grill just to drink out the drip tray, wide low, hungry hippo, planet, pretending to have a fucking thyroid problem, whale, / Free Willy, parked bus, Yokozuna, Flubber, Kirby, Salad Dodger, Chair Crusher, Butterball, go to Subway but put everything on it, Michelin Man, happy because Hostess is back in business, motherfucker. I know there's gonna be a lot of people out there calling me a bully. Well, guess what? I'm not. I just don't feel sorry for fat fucking people, especially fat fucks who sit there all day, gorge and eat, and make money for doing absolutely nothing, while a bunch of sorry fucks like yourself play into it. You don't like what the fuck I'm saying? Then fuck you.
Okay. Yeah, you want to know what I think would be amazing? Is that video monetized? I would actually be amazed if that video was monetized. Actually, just all my videos become unmonetized, but is that monetized? Anyway, I don't know. I don't know who Boogie is. Who is Boogie? I don't know the lure. Who is Boogie? Is Boogie? It sounds like Boogie has a thyroid problem though, from what he's telling me. But where are we? I wish Clayton did lobbies. This is fucking video. Clayton is a positive movement in the FGC, in my opinion. Thank you. I appreciate it. Those semen demons better not be thinking of taking Daddy Clay. How's Bible Black gay? Just a fat fuck. Where am I? Shit. I lost. Wait. Oops, where are we? Name Boogie2988. Peenie on girls. What's up, Clayton? How have you been? What's up, dude? What's up, Retro Chic? I wonder if all the old stories about DOA tournaments with the pot fixing was true. I'm not very aware on. You would have to remind me. I've heard. You know, I'm at the end of the stream. I guess we could talk about this before. I have heard some drama about some of the old Dead or Alive stuff, but I'm not well versed on it. But I have heard back in the day about some drama, and I've experienced. Like I said, we'll get into this. I had one experience of trying to enter a Dead or Alive tournament, and yes, it was bullshit. I'll just say that. There was one. I tried to enter one Dead or Alive tournament back in the day, and yes, it was bullshit. But I don't know about in general all the stories. But I have yes. One of the main girls does get a dick at one point. Yeah. How do I get better at Johnny? The miscanceling is so hard. Practice makes perfect. Then again, it's been so long since I saw this one. Okay, because funnily enough, I can't really stand to watch anyone's content in the fact. Not funny enough, I can't really stand to watch anyone's content. In fact, not thought provoking or anything at all. I can probably stomach you, Clay, because you don't claim to be a part of that. Oh yeah, I don't. I'm definitely on the outskirts of it at best, I would say. A girl grows a penis. I don't know how that happens. And Babu like, hey, well, you know. You play Mortal Kombat 11, Clayton? No, I don't. Here we go. Guys, I started following a gamer chick named Storm007 on Instagram, but I can't decide if she's a man or a woman. We're going to have to see the pictures of her. Yes, legend. You should react to LGT's roast videos. Hungry Hippo. What's that? Is that a fucking neighbor? Come on, I got to look outside. What the fuck is going on outside? Oh. There, I shut the door. We're about to leave anyway, but neighbors were loud. Where are we? It was deleted off YouTube. Boogie is some fat fuck. The slurps cheese and re-uploaded. He makes video games videos. Boogie is a guy who would do shit like eat and ew, that's gross. Although I've seen that. I've seen or whoa, there was a fucking microphone. Peach is ready for the stream to be over as well, I guess. I remember in high school there was a time that a guy got paid $25 to. See, we got another message from a semen demon. They know there was a guy in high school that got paid $25 to eat a jar of mayonnaise. I remember that. He makes video game videos. Boogie's a guy who would do shit. Yeah. Boogie's not really part of the FGC. Sup, Clayton? What's up, Vocal Jr.? Sup, little Pikachu? He's out of focus. Get in focus, man. What are you doing? Anyway, guys, any last questions before I go? Have a good rest of your day, Clayton. Later, dude. I appreciate the donations. Thank you. Like I said, let's put in this video. If you guys ever, watch the videos, you can like those videos. Just open it, comment on them, like them. If you guys like those kind of video game videos, I'll do more of them. Maybe we can talk more about, I'll make more videos talking about this kind of stuff as well because, again, I don't really plan on playing a lot of video games this summer, so I don't know. Now remaster the Boogie video, but aimed at buttmonger. Look her up on InstaClay and tell me if Storm07. Okay, let's look up. I'm gonna look up this girl real quick and see if it's a man or a woman. Let me see. Let me look this up real quick before I bust out of here. Excuse me. What is it? Storm007. Rachel Storms. I don't know. She's extremely thick. She's a little too thick for me, dude. I don't know. I'm not. I don't know how she fit into her pants. Her pants are exploding. I don't know how she fit into those pants. Her pants look like they are about to explode. That is way too thick. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? That is not healthy, dude. I'm sorry, dude. She is dude. Her pants are fucking exploding, dude. Okay, I don't care if it's a man or a woman because it's just too much for me. You know what? My dick would not be big enough to even have sex with her. It wouldn't reach, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I was trying to have sex with her in the first place because I don't have a big enough dick to get past that big of a butt. But I do like big butts, and I cannot lie, right? I do like girls that are thick. It's too thick for me. I couldn't fucking reach. I don't think it would matter. But hey, you know what? More power to her, or him. I guess if it's a guy, I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, but you know, more power. She can keep doing her thing. More power to her. Anyway, guys. Yeah, it's not thick, that's fat. I agree. Ooh, you want to know who's thick? Ooh, you want to know who's thick? You know who's thick? What's her name? Her name is Stephanie something. What the fuck is her name? She is thick. What's this one girl's name? Stephanie something. What is this one girl's name? Her name is Stephanie something. I don't know. I'm so bad on all these Instagram models. Damn, where's a good? I'm trying to find a good picture of this girl, but this girl's. Who cares? This I don't want to take too long, but got me staring at Instagram girls. Damn, look at the name. She's looking thick in this. Oh my god, she's looking thick right there. Jesus Christ, Jesus. I'm trying to find like a real good picture of her. Maybe it's just all in her stories or something like that. You know, I got other things to do. I can jack off later. What you guys have got me fucking distracted here. Anyway, you guys got me fucking distracted. What am I doing? As always, bros, I'm making good money and I don't feel safe giving money to local bums, so I give money to cool fucking dudes. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Cough, cough. Anyone else that wants to super chat? That's all good, right? Anyway, oof, it's too thick. Feels bad, man. I feel Clay not thick. That's fat. Yeah, I do. What about her? Why I do like big lips, right? I'm curious. Shit, is that girl okay or bot? Well, we don't know if this is a man or a woman, but it's it's not just thick. It's very, very thick, right? Anyway, dudes, I appreciate you guys donating to the stream. A lot of people donated today. It's pretty good. Definitely more money than I make off other stuff since, you know, all my shit gets flagged. But I appreciate it, guys. So 10, 9. And, of course, if you guys want me to do other game theory videos, let me know subjects that you liked. I guess you guys seem to like the conversation today. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you guys later.